Hello, party people. Am I a little sick? Yeah. Do I give a flip? No. Just kidding, I kind of do give a flip. It's almost been 2 weeks. I feel kind of bad. Welcome to my San Diego vlog. I went to San Diego / Arizona to visit my grand old friend. I don't know why I said grand. That makes it sound like she's like old. Great old friend, Jade. And as you know, I gotta vlog it and I gotta tell the stories that went with it. So that's why I'm here right now. Now, obviously, this is a much happier tone than my last video was. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing good. Like I said, emotions are emotions. Some days are worse than others. But I did go on vacation and I'm feeling a lot better, other than being sick now. Also, I went to San Diego like literally almost a month ago now. Like I went literally right after my birthday. So I've been holding out on you guys for quite a while. Sorry about that. I think that's it for disclaimers / an introduction. Let's just get into the actual travel vlog. Okay? Okay. Ho, 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 ho. Jade picked me up from the airport with the windows rolled all the way up and the air conditioning on full blast because it was like 40 plus degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. In Phoenix. The sky, a perfect cloudless blue. That's a lie. It was kind of cloudy that day. I was wearing my favorite shirt, a black t-shirt that I got from a thrift store 2 years ago. And I'm pretty sure it's a boy's shirt. I was wearing it as a hello gesture. I loved Phoenix. I loved the sun and the blistering heat. I loved the vigorous, sprawling city. So I arrived in Phoenix. Obviously, the first thing that I did was make a Twilight reference on my Instagram story. Because I was in Phoenix. How could I not? Jade is very much a planner. She has an itinerary for her vacations, which was very nice because I haven't been on a vacation that was like fully planned out in a long while. We started as soon as I landed. She picked me up. We went hiking right away. We basically went into what's called the hole in the rock hole. Pause for a second. Let me check that. Okay, turns out it is called Hole in the Rock, but there's 2 holes in the rock. There's one that's in Utah. This one is in Phoenix, as you'll see here.
This is the zoo. The botanical gardens are really cool.
Yeah, so it was a quick little hike. Went up there. Fucking hot. So hot. Unbelievably hot. Crazy. Went back to our place, dropped off our stuff, got ready. Went to Dave & Buster's. It was my first time being in a Dave & Buster's. Buster's. I loved it. It was so much fun. Won a lot of tickets for Jade. Great times. Then we went to a very nice restaurant. This is for the vlog now.
The vlog?
You're in the vlog. It was a great time. So then day 2 rolls around. We end up traveling to go float down a river. It's a very fun activity that you can do. Plus, it was a very sunny day, so to be in the cool water was very nice. I didn't get much footage from this day because obviously we were on the river and we just rented these tubes that your butt is like fully in. So unless you there was just no point to bring your phone. You're just gonna drop it in the river. As we were floating down, there were a few mishaps. We got separated a little bit because we didn't bring anything to tie us together. There's also like a fork in the road in the river at one point, so we got very scared. Anyways, we made it out alive. It was like 2.5 hours. I didn't put enough sunscreen. I may have not put any sunscreen at all, actually, on my shins. This was a real problem and affected the rest of my trip. Basically, I was in the tube. I'm trying to get into the right formation. So I was in the... Oh, you can't see me. I was in the tube like this, right? I was in the tube with my feet up like that. And the sun just blasted my shins like no tomorrow. It was horrific. But I didn't notice it was happening at the time. Also, there was obviously water on my shins the whole time. It burnt the shit out of my shins. Then what else did we do that day? We went to an ice cream shop as well. And we also got tacos. That was a really great part. And then we went to bed early because we were getting up early the next day to go to San Diego. Okay. Wow. It's like we're in the jungle.
Yeah.
Can you flip? Really can't. That was that. On day 3, we went to the San Diego Zoo. We went for dinner on the pier. We went to the hotel pool, hung out there for a while, and it was very good. So during that entire day, I really felt my shins. My shins hurt like a bitch. Walking hurt. Standing still hurt more than walking did. It was insane. So as soon as we were kind of done for the day, I put some cold cloths on both my shins, as you'll see here, to try and help it. It gets worse. Anyways, let's move on to day 4. Let's go to the beach each. Let's go get a wave. So day 4, we actually went kayaking. So we made a reservation at the local kayak place, and we kind of got to the beach a little early so we could sit on the sand, enjoy the waves, whatnot. And then we went kayaking. I'm not much of a kayaker, I guess. I'm just not outdoorsy in general. So I was very, very slow. And it was funny because there was this one girl that I was training to be like a person that guides. And so Jade was like near the front, and she was like, oh yeah, the trainer girl was probably told to be the last one, so she'll keep an eye on Brit. The girl did not stay with me. She just like booked it out as well. So I was just like making my way. I don't know why I was so slow. Maybe it was because like everybody else was really going for it. Anyways, I also basically made a best friend. One of the tour guides eventually like slowed down and was just chatting with me. And before we actually went on the kayaks, they like asked, they did an icebreaker of sorts and asked where everybody was from. So he was like, oh, so you're from BC, hey? And I was like, yep. I learned this man's whole life. I learned where he was going to school. I learned where he was from. I learned where he was hoping to work after the kayaking place. We were best friends, I'll tell you. So after the kayaking, we did hang out at the beach for a while longer, and then we went and walked around a little bit more. Went and saw some more seals / sea lions. I honestly don't really actually know the difference. We went to get pizza afterwards, and this is when my fucking burn on my legs gets gnarly. So when we got back to the hotel, here's the video of just my legs. It was so swollen, and it still hurt to just walk. It was very, very rough. So I was just like trying to elevate it, trying to put some, I went and got some aloe vera in the morning, was using that a lot. It was the worst burn of my life. Anyways, moving on. All right, so day 5, we went to Disneyland. Now, Kelly's birthday is on August 25th. So Liam, her beloved boyfriend, reached out to me and was like, hey, I know you're going to be in San Diego. Is there any chance that you'd want to meet me and Kelly in LA to go to Disneyland on her actual birthday? And immediately I was like, oh, I don't know if that's feasible. Like, it's a 2-hour drive. So I messaged Jade and I'm like, hey, Liam's wondering if we want to go to Disneyland. And she immediately calls me, not immediately, but like a little bit later, calls me and is like, that's so funny, because I was actually just talking to one of my friends, and we were talking about how Disneyland is only 2 hours away from San Diego. And the fact that she said only, I knew it was in. So we make the plan then and there that we're going to surprise Kelly at Disneyland at 8 a.m. Okay, watching this back, I made it sound like we planned literally the day before to go to Disneyland. We had planned it like a week and a half before, okay? We're not that spontaneous. Anyways, we left really, really early in the morning to do the 2 hours. It ended up being like an hour and a half, I want to say. Really wasn't too bad. Oh, we also decided to get the Genie Pass. So basically that gives you the option to kind of book rides ahead. So instead of having to wait in a long ass lineup for all the rides, we were able to just book it and then we'd go into the fast lane. Really would recommend. I think it's an additional like $20 to the ticket, but very, very worth it. So we get there super early, we park. I had never been to Disneyland before, so I was expecting just like a regular old amusement park. The only real amusement park I've been to before was Playland and like the P&E. So that's exactly what I was thinking. I wasn't honestly too hyped up for it. I was kind of like, oh, so it just has rides, like whatever. Boy, was I wrong. Like they make an entire experience out of Disneyland. Like even when we got off the parking and we got onto the little shuttle to Disneyland, we're on the shuttle to Disneyland. And they're playing Disney music and all of the decorations are starting. I was just like, I felt like I was being transported. I loved it. I don't even know how to describe it. Most of everyone probably has been to Disneyland before, so they're kind of like, yeah, duh. But I never went when I was a kid. It was amazing. So we get there, we're not even through the gates and I'm already like spellbound. And then we're in communication with Liam to try and figure out when he's going to get there because he was taking an Uber. Bada bing, bada boom. We're waiting at the gates and then we see Kelly. I was tempted to just like walk up and start walking beside her and being like, hey. But I got too excited. So I was like, ah! And then she was surprised, which was so much fun. So me and Jade went there and we're like, happy birthday! Saw her and she was flabbergasted and it was awesome. I wish I had recorded her reaction, but I didn't, unfortunately. Anyways, she was bamboozled. That's all that matters. So we walk into the doors. I didn't have a hat for the day and I was very worried that my scalp was going to get burnt because it was still very hot, even in LA. So the first thing that we saw was the Jungle Adventure section of Disneyland. I saw this sweet Explorer hat. I said, I gotta have it. And first, Jade and Kelly were gonna make fun of me. And they were like, you're gonna get that hat? Really? And I was like, yeah, I am. And I'm gonna wear it too. And you know what? I did. I wore it for the rest of my trip. So, suck on that. I'll wear it again. Anyways, I bought this hat right away. And yeah, we just started a good system. So basically the Genie, like the Disneyland app has the Genie Pass on it. So then you go and it tells you how long of a wait certain ones are and you book the ride for however long. So it's like in 60 minutes. So we would book it and within that 60 minutes we would go line up for like the smaller rides. And we just went on a bunch of rides and it was so much fun. We hit every single ride that we wanted to. Almost every single one in the park too that was open, besides the Finding Nemo one. But we heard that one's overrated, so we didn't do that one. Highlight, the new Star Wars ride. Insane. I'm not even a Star Wars fan, and I was like fangirling with Jade because Jade is a Star Wars fan. It was crazy. They did not mess around. Like, it had like 3 or 4 sections. Basically, you like, I shouldn't spoil it, but I kind of want to spoil it. Basically, you walk in and you're like on a ship. And at first you're like, is this the ride? This doesn't feel like the ride. And it's slightly like, but in reality, I think it's just spinning to the other section. And then you go into another section. And then you go into a jail. Then you get broken out in the jail. You got to do it. You got to do it. It's crazy. Oh my God. I'm still thinking about it to this day. And that was weeks ago. Yeah, we went on every ride. And it was so much fun. I had such a great time, and I want to go to every Disneyland and Disney World in the whole wide world. I want to go to every single one. I'm a Disney adult now. Then we left. We left at like, I want to say 7 or 8. So we got there at like 8 a.m. and stayed for 12 hours or so. It was a good day. It was a good day. All right. So final 2 days. We spent one more day in San Diego. So that day we just went on a cruise, which was very nice. And then we just kind of like hung out beside the pool. We also went to Old Town and went for dinner there. And then the place that we went to was called American Junkie. And we went around 9 p.m. And it was funny because, so we got in there for free. And then the waitress comes over and she's like, hey, just so you know, it gets a little crazy around here. It was Friday night, and she was like, if you feel too bombarded, if you feel like there's too many people around you, just let me know. And we're like, oh, okay. So it turns out they bring a whole DJ and like dance floor out, and it becomes more like a club, and they even take like cover, which is interesting. So we made it in for free, thankfully. They had the best chicken tenders of my life also. I think Jade got a burger or something, and she said that was really good too. So we have dinner, we're chilling, it turns into a club. We're like, all right. Also, weird story. So this guy comes in, so we were like right beside the door, and he comes to us and he's like, hey, can you guys pay my cover? Mind you, he has like a watch and like a chain on, so it looked like he didn't really need cash money, you know what I'm saying? And we're like, why? And he's like, I'll get you both 2 drinks each if you pay my cover right now. And we're like, shit, like 2 drinks each? That's a pretty good deal. So whatever, we cobble up our cash, we give it to him. As soon as we give him the money, he slaps down his credit card and is like, go get some drinks. We're like, what? So we go and open a tab up with his credit card. Yeah, so we stick around, we dance a little bit. Eventually we decide to go home, and instead of getting an Uber, we just decide to hire there's like those guys with carts on the back of their bikes, and they have like lights and stuff. So we get one of those guys, and he's like, what do you want to play music wise? And we're like, shit, I can't remember what song we first played. But then we decided to play Burnin' Up by the Jonas Brothers. Oh my god, it was so much fun. We were having a blast on the way home. And it was such a good last night in San Diego, you know? Yeah, so we make it home, aka back to the hotel. The next day, we get up, not like super early, but early enough. We go for a breakfast, walk through a farmer's market. It's very nice. And then we make the 5-hour trip back to Phoenix. At that point, I don't know if Jade had energy, but I just did not have energy. Plus, at that point too, my burn on my shins was turning into like it was blistering a bit, so I had to cover it with bandages, and it was just like, we did a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was simply just tired. We had made semi-plans to maybe go out in Phoenix on the Saturday night, and by the time we got back, we were just like, maybe not. So we ended up just watching Lightyear, which was nice. We just hung out and had a very chill night, and it was good. And then the next day, I went back home, and it was a really good trip. It was exactly what I needed, I feel. Yeah, that's about it. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Lady, thank you for liking, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, make sure to do that. And I shall catch ya on the flippity flip. Oh no. Oh, you can still see me. Okay, just pretend that it goes to black, okay? Okay, goodbye.